Yeah, he's a bit of a pork chop, isn't he? I can see why you dropped him. Yep. No, that's amazing, mate. Yeah, I can't believe it.
Hey, Donny, it's time to film the podcast, man.
Oh, mate, I won't let you down, I promise. Oh, appreciate it, mate. Have a good one, eh?
Who was that?
Mate, you won't believe it. That was Coach Andre Lamanis.
What?
They've dropped Andrew Bogut. I've been put in the
No
boomer
way.
squad,
Are you
mate.
serious?
Yeah.
What do you mean? You're in the squad?
I'm in the squad,
You're
mate.
a boomer.
I'm a boomer.
Wow.
I better get bloody training, mate. Man, we can't wait.
Hey, Donny, Lamanis called. You're out.
What? Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Opinions from the Sideline. How you going, Jimbo?
Yeah, good, mate. It's good to be back, mate.
It is. Another episode, another week, mate.
Yeah.
Always good. A lot to talk about.
Bigger and better every week, can't we?
Another massive episode ahead, guys. We've got a few new things happening. Obviously, I hope you guys enjoyed the Euro chat that we had last week with Tom.
Yeah, a little
mate.
bit of a preview there.
Yeah.
We got more of that this week.
Look,
the first official episode of
You'll
Euro
see
chat.
that halfway through the episode as well. We're going to have another little snippet of the old Euro chat, the foreign correspondent.
Yeah, Tommy. Yeah, as I said last week, he's our little puppet over there. So he's come up with the goods this week, so it's going to be some funny stuff.
It's going to be some funny stuff. And also, obviously, the lad and the multi coming up, guys. But the main thing, probably the main topic I want to start us off here, Jim, on the podcast is the recent Boomers announcement.
Yes, so there was a big World Cup Boomers announcement during the week, and it's always a big bit of news when they announce the team for the World Cup, but it had a bit of extra spice in it. I think there was a few. It caused a little bit of controversy through the basketball world. So
a few questionable topics, Jim, that we're going to dive into.
So first and foremost, let's actually go through the 12-man squad that they've chosen.
We'll pop it up here as well, guys.
Yeah, so we'll throw it up here. So as you can see, we've got Aaron Baines and Bogut there, Jonah Bolden. Xavier Cooks, and a staple there in Matthew Dellavedova.
The Church of Delhi.
The Church of Delhi, as we are all... I've been baptised in the Church of Delhi. So.
Is this the baptism water here?
Yeah, here we go. Got to get that down. We've also got an interesting one, Cam Glitton. He's a Brisbane Bullet, though, so we'll give him that.
Knockdown shooter, okay.
Who else have we got there, Donny?
Chris Goulding, another knockdown shooter. Yep. Jingling Joe, mate.
Yeah,
Joey Ingles, absolute legend. Nicholas Kay, which was a surprise. Jock Landale had a massive summer league. Paddy Mills and Nathan Sobey.
So that rounds out the 12 there.
That's the 12 they've picked. Coach Andre Lamanis. So that's his squad now. That's the World Cup team that we're taking overseas there. So we'll dissect this, Jim. Going to give our opinion on some of the names that are there.
But more importantly, some of the names that aren't.
That aren't there.
Okay, so
and there's a few massive ones.
So let's start with the two main names that we've picked out that aren't there.
Yes.
So we're going to start with the obvious one in my book, Mitch Creek.
Mitchell Creek.
So he's really stepped up. Just his overall his stocks over the past 12 months.
Well, look at where he's been in the year he's had and what he's been doing over there, Jim.
Yeah. So he's gone from he left the Adelaide 36ers with a little bit of controversy there too. So he left there.
Yep.
And he's been over in the States, signing small NBA contracts, but more importantly, just his attitude and his willingness to just play hard.
Yeah, exactly.
And to be honest with me, I'm surprised that he hasn't got that 1 year NBA deal.
Stiffed a bit, didn't he, Jim?
So,
I think, in all fronts there.
I think his sort of his hard style of play, his size, his defense. I thought that fit the Boomer system. But obviously,
you'd think Andre's favoured more of a Brisbane Bullets Boomer squad. I think, mate.
Look, aren't they the Brisbane Boomers now? Look, we're not opposed to that.
No, look, we are Bullets fans, but at the same time, mate, we want the best 12 out there on the day. So, and I think well and truly, Mitch Creek should be in the team.
Should be in that 12,
That's my opinion. He should definitely be in the 12.
Yeah.
Look, I don't know who's going to like us, but Nicholas Kay, Mitch Creek should 100% be in the team over Nick Kay.
I understand Nick Kay. He's done very well in the NBL and things like that, and he's on the way up. But I think when you're looking at a full 12 and the way that the team actually lines up, I think that's a straight swap for me.
And they're similar positions, but to me, Mitch Creek has a bit more of a dog in him. And he's got more of an NBA experience over there now.
Yeah,
Obviously, we know the FIBA World Cup is international. You do play NBA players, you play higher caliber players. Yeah. And I think the experience of Mitch Creek playing in a lot of Summer League now, a lot of G League, had played in NBA games, mate, had contracts in the NBA.
And did well. So, did well for his spot minutes. Yeah.
So to me, if I'm the coach and I'm the selective staff there, I'm looking at that as he's got experience. He knows how to play in that level of basketball. Like Nick Kay, he's played little world like in Aussie
in the
teams
NBL,
here in the NBL, but he hasn't had that experience of this sort of level of basketball.
Throw him straight into a World Cup.
To me,
I don't like. I'm not 100% sure.
We had hearings that he had a really good camp. Sorry, he trained well. Yeah. That's all well and good. Sick, pick someone because he trained well, but can he bring that to you?
Yeah.
In the actual World Cup over someone who's
and the question
very
that
good.
Exact question you posed there, we know. You know what you're going to get 100% from Mitch Creek.
Yeah, absolutely.
But at this stage, Kay's yet to prove that he's able to do that on the international stage. So that's right. One there that we've immediately picked out. But more importantly, Brock Modem.
Yeah, that's...
So, and we say this again. So you look at... So Nicholas Kay and Jock Landale. So they've obviously been the two young up-and-comers that have taken that spot.
And let me put this out. I think Jock deserves it.
Yes, okay.
He had an amazing summer league, mate. I think he should have had an NBA contract, but I think he had restrictions in Europe that stopped that.
Yeah.
But he had an awesome summer league. Like, he nearly averaged 20 a game.
Yeah.
7-8 boards. Like, he played really well.
Yeah.
So that's deserving. I want to start off with there, but I think it's hard. Brock Modem.
So we're talking about Mitch Creek there, and we highlighted Nicholas Kay for a bit of lack of experience there. Yep. The other one that I think it could have been almost a straight swap. I know Cam Glitton can shoot a bit more from behind the three, but when you've got, they've picked Goulding for that reason.
Yep.
He's another NBL guy I feel he's a much more, like if I had a shooter out in the corner of the 3-point line and it was Goulding or Glitton, I'd choose Goulding every day.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So. Yeah. Considering Goulding's not going to play that many minutes, and Glitton's certainly not going to play many minutes, choose one of those guys that you're going to go to shoot the ball, and I feel like use Creek there, because he can draw, dish, defend.
But that's what I mean. He's a forward who can create shots.
Yes,
he can create for other people, and it just.
So at the end of the bench for me, I would choose between Glitton and Goulding, and look. Sobey's there as well, so he's another one that they've gone. The only thing with Sobey that he has an X factor over those other guys is he's a bit more athletic. He can get up the floor. He can play. He can play full court defense.
Yeah,
that's something that sets him a little bit apart.
Yep.
But he's an energy Glitton for me, he's the one that I'm circling as that sort of 2-3 that should be replaced from Mitch Creek.
And you got to look at who's going to come off the bench confidently in this level of basketball and knock down shots for you.
Yeah.
So, and to me, I don't know, Glidden, what I've seen, I don't know. But
I'm satisfied with Goulding being there. He's been to the Olympics. And look, he performed pretty well over there. He's a confident guy. He's going to be able to step in, and he's not going to be shy.
He's going
to know what his role is.
Player,
he's a confident player, and so I just feel like Mitch Creek should have been alongside him.
Yeah, which is very unfortunate for Mitch as well, and obviously Brock as well, who's been a massive part of the Boomers team over the years, Jim.
Yeah.
The Olympics and other World Cups, and is over playing in Europe at the moment, and he's quite a good long player. So,
so where do you see him finishing in this World Cup? I mean, how do you think they're going to medal?
Well, if we break down the positions, like what Paddy Mills, Nathan Sobey, they're more of your point guard. Xavier Cooks, I haven't seen much of him.
Yeah, I haven't seen much of him, to be honest, either. So obviously that he's another sort of more of a younger guy they're looking at.
Yeah, so Dellavedova.
Just for the future, you know what I mean? You've got to have a couple of guys in there to look for the future. You know, your Andrew Bogut's, and even to an extent, Aaron Baines. They're not going to be around for another 2 Olympics.
No, so if we look at it, because they're obviously our bigs, you mentioned, Jim. So you've got Andrew Bogut, Aaron Baines, Jonah Bolden.
Yes.
Over in the NBA at the moment. He's going to be massive for us.
He's going to be big.
Nicholas Kay slides into that other big position. And then you've obviously got Joe Ingles at the small forward.
Yeah.
But, mate, really good team as
a whole.
As a whole, even though we have mentioned who should be in, who should be out.
Yeah.
He has picked a very good team.
We've got a strong 8 to 9.
Yes.
It's just those last 2, 3 on the bench that could have easily been rotated through.
And that's obviously our opinion. We don't know. We're not bloody high level Australian basketball coaches.
But we are, though.
We should be.
It's opinions from the sideline. You know, we're on the sideline.
We're a high caliber podcast, mate. We should be making the shots here.
We watch enough basketball to know.
We've played a fair share of basketball in our life. We know what the ins and outs of the game. So
where do you see them finishing?
Mate,
with the roster, with the talent they've got, do they get a medal?
I think so. I think they will get a medal this year. I know Serbia have a very good team as well.
They're always strong.
And they're always very strong.
There's a few European powerhouses over there that always just have strong, good role players.
So it just depends on who's playing for what team. But I see us being one of the top teams for sure.
Yeah.
It's going to be very interesting. I know they've got, Jim, the games coming up in Melbourne that we're going to down in.
Yes.
So it's going to be very interesting to see how we play against that USA
squad.
And
we know there's a lot of NBA talent that have dropped out of that Team USA.
Yep.
They're also playing further exhibition games in Perth against Canada.
They are
There's
as well.
also been word that a few of the Canadian NBA players have pulled out as well.
Is it of the whole World Cup or just the...
No, just for the exhibition games.
Okay.
I'm not exactly sure whether the Canadian guys will end up going to the World Cup, but I know the Team USA players that have pulled out certainly won't be playing the World Cup as well.
I think.
Look, with all the money they're earning in the NBA contracts, your body's, when you're earning that millions of dollars, your body's almost too valuable to like risk an injury. You can kind of understand why they're pulling the pin.
And you can,
especially Ben Simmons, his body's worth $200 million over 5 years.
Why put more strain? Like these are the off seasons now where you should be sitting back and going, okay, now I'm going to rest my body. I'm going to make sure it's well prepared for next season. They've got a real good shot of winning a title, an NBA title. So, yeah, I can understand it. And if I'm earning that much money, I would want to reserve my body for the longer period to earn that amount of money for a longer period of time. So, look, I can understand them definitely dropping out.
Yeah.
But, mate, it's going to be very interesting to see. And I definitely at least seen us win bronze, mate.
I think bronze is realistic for us.
Yeah, I think that's definitely going to be the case. We'll make sure we, especially down in Melbourne, get you those highlights. Make sure we keep you updated of where the team is.
Try and film as much as we can. I'll take the camera down there, and we're going to chat to some basketball nuffies.
Yeah, there'll be, as well as the Collingwood and Essendon game, mate. We'll be
Friday night at the MCG. So we're covering a lot of sport that weekend.
A lot of footage of that weekend we'll be getting to. So the old shooter, mate.
No, it'll be really good.
That's pretty much. We just wanted to sit down and sort of dissect that Boomers team and give you our opinion and see where they're going to go from here. But I'll jump over to you here, Jim. We'll let you.
Look, it's one of the more successful and famous segments, you know, like this is Jimmy's Lad of the Week. This is what you all tune in for.
I didn't make a tune for that, Jim. But I'll have to make one now. We'll pop it up there.
Here's my intro, guys.
Welcome everybody back to Jimmy's Lad of the Week.
There it is,
guys. So this week we've gone for an Australian athlete in the field of athletics.
Okay.
And it's another ladette of the week, guys.
Oh, we're going back to a ladette of the week.
It's a female athlete. It's Sally Pearson. So she's had a really amazing career, and this is her week of retirement, and she's earned ladette of the week here. So look, she's a 32-year-old. She's had a long successful career in athletics, and look, I'll just rattle off some of her.
Let us know.
She's a 2-time world champion, 2-time Commonwealth Games champion, and 2012 Olympic champion in the 100-meter hurdles.
Wow.
So there's, that's among many other achievements.
Just list a few things.
That's just list a few things. So her trophy cabinet wouldn't be too bad.
Oh, mate, it wouldn't be. I don't think there'd be many spare spots in there, mate. That's awesome. She's an absolute Aussie legend.
Sally's going to go down as one of the most successful and influential Australian athletics athletes in Australia, and alongside Kathy Freeman now. She really sits up there as one of the more inspiring and and really successful Australian athlete. In terms of what she's won and how her career's affected, the Australian athletics team. She's been a huge role model, and we're just congratulations on an awesome career.
Sally.
Phenomenal. So, it just had to earn Ladette of the Week.
Well-earned Ladette of the Week. I like that, mate.
She's fantastic.
I was hoping it would be Sally Pearson, mate. She's been an absolute legend for a long time. So, definitely well-earned. Yeah. But on the back of that, Jimbo, mate, we're talking a bit of AFL here. With a quick little recap on sort of what's happening this round, guys. Yep. We've just had an interesting game in Sydney, out in Canberra, mate. It was snowing, Jim.
Oh, absolutely.
Could you bloody believe it?
But I couldn't believe it, mate. That's unreal. I mean, anything happens in Canberra in the middle of winter, though, doesn't it?
Mate, it's absolutely... Like, to see have snow come down, that was wild, mate. I've never seen that before.
Yeah, imagine playing out there with the snow. Like, your fingers would be... It's a hard leather ball, man.
You see the blokes on the sideline, mate. They've got the jackets and the bloody cute little blankets over
the
their
thermals on.
The hot water, they're dipping their fingers in the hot water, mate. Must have been bloody cold,
It would have been... and look, it showed with the scoreline. I mean... GWS, it was what a surprise! Hawthorn came out and belted them.
I think Hawthorn just took on to the conditions really early, and they just killed. It was in that third quarter. I think they really just blew them out. Yeah,
they were able to just to calm down and use the conditions to their advantage. I think GWS just didn't cope.
Not at all. And the condition, you was just tell it was a battle of the conditions. So it was like who was willing to adapt to it faster.
Yeah,
and then Hawthorn punished them for it, so
so
massive win from them,
and that really hurts GWS, and it helps a lot of the top 4 teams as well.
We'll pop the ladder again, guys, up here next to us. You'll be able to see where sort of everyone's sitting at the moment.
So that gives a bit of a breathing room for the top 4 sides.
Especially, I'm looking at it now as well. So you've got GWS dropping down to 6 now on the live ladder. Obviously, Richmond, we're filming now, haven't played yet, but mate, that hurts them, Jim.
Oh, that does hurt them a lot because it's going to be very tough for them now to make that top 4. So they're probably only going to get the one chance now in that first final.
That's
which,
what
if they're playing away, I'm not exactly sure how it's going to pan out right now. There's still 2 rounds to go, but missing out on that double chance, I don't really see GWS making a prelim.
And you needed to win that. You needed to win those winnable games, which that one was for
that one was very winnable.
So and that was what to sort of get yourself into that top 4. But honestly, anything happens, Jim. So, but it definitely hurts their chances.
Definitely.
We've got the Q Clash this weekend, Jim, with our Brizzy Lions. So
up the Brizzy Lions. We've got the game's actually... We're filming it now. The game's about to start, so we don't exactly know what's going on. The latest news is Dane Zorko's been named to play after that hamstring sort of little niggle last week, which... What do you think about that, Donny?
I think you've got to put trust in the medical staff. They've all year. We'll look at our Lions. They've been healthy all year, mate. We've rarely had a lot of problems. So you've got to put your trust in him, I guess. And he's passed all the tests. He's cleared everything. So, mate, he's got to be full strength. Yeah. For them to go through all that and to clear him. But
if he does a hammy this week, though,
that's what I mean. I think every Brisbane Lions fan now is probably going to...
I'm going to be nervous every time he goes into the ball.
If he does a hamstring injury this week, there'll be riots in the streets.
There'll be riots,
mate. So, honestly, it'll be absolutely devastating if he does. But, mate, he knows himself well enough, mate. If he doesn't think he can play, he wouldn't play.
Yeah, he's a selfless type of guy, you know. I just hope he gets through the game unscathed, and we just do what we need to do to beat the Gold Coast. I think it's going to be pretty. But
personally, Jim, if I'm Chris Fagan, I'm resting him this. Out of all weeks, I'm resting him this week
for sure. Yeah,
he's had hamstring tightness. Okay, he's looking a bit sore. Let's rest him. This is the week to do it. Yeah. Look, we know we should get this win, but at the same time as well, though, you can't look down on the Gold Coast Suns. So
you don't want to hit a bad trot of form coming into the last couple of rounds. So maybe that's what Fagan's worried about.
Yeah,
maybe he doesn't want them to go and then they get rolled and then suddenly we have to win the next 2 weeks. And
he's a massiff part of our midfield there. So it's I can see it as well. We don't want to look complacent, which is what Essendon did against them. And they nearly lost to Gold Coast. So
for sure,
not something we want to put ourselves in, Jim. But pretty much with the top 8's wrapped up at the moment, guys. Can we see any other team sneaking in, Jim? I know we've got the ladder over
here. So Port Adelaide are sitting in 9th. Is that correct?
Yes, Hawthorn at 10th here, guys. I'm looking at
and
it as well.
where have Western Bulldogs have dropped one. So this week,
down to 11th now.
The game this week that has some interest to me. So that's on tonight. Is the Bombers versus Western Bulldogs.
Yeah, that's going to be very interesting because Essendon are sitting.
If Port continue to win, and the Bombers sort of follow up with that form last week. And to be honest with you, the Crows are very inconsistent at this point.
Yeah.
So
you just don't know, do you?
Don't know. I mean, you would think that it would be top, it'd be just wrapped up right now, but just this the form of the past week or two, especially Essendon, I'm not sure.
Because you've got Adelaide. Adelaide, they lose to West Coast now, go 10-10. But if Port win, go 10-10. Now, percentage is very close. The Adelaide teams are battling out for that 8th spot, mate.
Yeah.
So who knows, depending on the back of the year, who's going to end up in that 8th spot. It could go either way.
Yeah.
Depending on who wins and who loses. Port might step up these last few games.
It's so hard. You just don't know what you're going to get from them.
You can't predict it,
They're just
mate.
so inconsistent.
I don't see, like the Western Bulldogs, if they have a big win, go 10-10 as well. And they are sitting quite well percentage-wise. So, it's going to be very interesting to see who can sort of battle it out.
It's going to be, and especially the very last round of the year, they've obviously the AFL released it late. So if you didn't know that, so they've released 22 rounds prior to the season.
Yep.
And then only up until 2 weeks ago, they only just released what time and who everyone are playing in round 23.
On that last round.
Yep. So what they try and do is see where teams are placed on the ladder and try and play teams that are going to be exciting and potentially have to fight one-on-one to make that final.
For that sort of final.
So it's going to be really exciting, man. Like even Essendon and Collingwood have dropped now, and Essendon will be trying to do everything they can to not get overtaken in that 7th position.
I think Essendon will solidify that 7th spot. I think they will. I know they've got a tough few games ahead, but look, I think it's just going to be that 8th spot that's going to be a bit of a battle.
Yeah. If they win this week, for mine, it's the test against Western Bulldogs.
Yeah,
they're in good form. They're sitting.
Bontempelli had a massive game against us last week. Like they're in form.
They're in form. So Essendon and Adelaide, they have to win this week. Otherwise, they're in real danger of getting jumped.
They're in trouble, mate.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a massive last few rounds. A lot of fighting needed for different spots here and there. I know our Brisbane Lions, we need a few places to fall in for us to make sure we can keep
a double chance,
keep that top 4 spot and even get into that 2nd spot, which I'm really hoping. So
yeah, that'd be fantastic.
Yeah, it's going to be a fantastic last round of footy, guys. We'll make sure we definitely keep everything up to date there. But that pretty much wraps us up. We're going to finish off with always, guys.
My favourite segment, mate.
The multi that's never won. Don's multi.
Don's multi that has never ever won.
Here's the intro now, guys, as you can see. I should add on, it has never won a single bloody multi ever.
But now's the time.
But
this week is the week.
I tried the same one again, Jim, last week, the 3rd time. Didn't work again. So it's just something I'm just going to toss in the bin, mate. Look, we tested it.
I'm glad you said
dabbled me
it.
bloody toes in there, mate. She's not working for me.
I'm glad you said it.
I'm more of an AFL knowledgeable guy than an NRL, I would say. So a lot of the NRL legs probably didn't help me out the most.
Yeah.
But I've gone with the same game multi this week, guys. Nice and easy, single game. Don't have to go through your list of bloody sports.
Same game multi. It makes it very simple for everyone.
Very
to jump
simple.
on board.
We're going the West Coast game here, guys. It's a West Coast multi on the Sunday. Yep. Now, they are playing Adelaide, as we said. Now, I've got West Coast winning head-to-head, Jim.
Yep.
I've got the game to stay under 167.5 points.
Okay. So teams can't really score more than sort of 80, 83.
83, and I think that's very doable.
Okay.
West Coast, big win, little win, then obviously hoping they win by 1-39, which I think that's definitely where it's going to factor in there.
Okay, yeah.
Dom Sheed to get 30 or more disposals.
So if for those who aren't all over Dom Sheed, here's the one that kicked that clutch. That absolutely clutch goal.
Close your ears.
We'll show this right here.
We're going to show the footage of it.
This is, you can pinpoint the moment Collingwood Hearts
Here's
broke.
Dom Sheed's kick right here, mate. And it's and you hear that, Jim?
That's
the hearts breaking of every single Collingwood fan in the arena.
And everyone else's celebration.
Absolute. No, he's a weapon. So I've got him 30 or more disposals.
Very doable.
I've got Liam Ryan, the little forward, mate, the gun.
Yeah, he's a talent, that kid.
Absolute talent. Liam Ryan to get 3 or more goals.
Okay. Look, it's very doable. If West Coast are up and about, he can easily get on the end of 3.
Absolutely. So, mate, that's my 5-leg multi there, same game.
Yep.
Total stake on this one again, guys, $10, nice and easy.
Oh, I'm glad,
mate. Breaking the bank, Jim.
Mate, over the past 5 weeks, if you add up all the $10 we put in, we've got to surely get something back now.
I've got to see. This is the potential earnings on this one. The odds are $99.50, Jim. That's $995 potential earnings.
Gee, really?
That's all right. That's pretty good, mate.
That's pretty good
for that 5-legger. I would say.
I might jump on that actually. I might actually bet this week.
I've already jumped on it, guys. Yeah. He has not once trusted me And I do not blame him for it.
Look, guys, get on with me, and we might actually get it done.
This one might win.
We
might do this. So that well and truly makes up for all the $10 ones that popped in that haven't won. Stick with it, guys. I reckon this is the round, Jimbo.
Yeah, I'm excited. I reckon that's more than likely
Absolutely.
not going to happen. No,
what do we? And I know we like to finish on this one, Jim. But what? Yeah. If we're going to go two things, what are you buying, Jim, with $1,000 in your bank account, mate?
Oh, look. What can't you buy with $1,000?
What are you buying? If you see the ANZ account and it comes in, there's $1,000 from Sportsbet. What do you buy, mate? What's the first thing that comes to mind?
All right, so I'm definitely getting a large meal from Nando's. So I'm gonna, and I'll shout my mates that too. We're gonna get a whole chicken, from Perry chips and some rice, and I'll probably buy a new Brisbane Lions jersey. And I might get a new car. Yeah. What do you reckon?
With $1,000? What kind of car are you getting for $1,000, mate?
Might go on Facebook Marketplace and pick me up a demo and
the old Daihatsu, mate. The old Daewoo.
What do you reckon? What are you doing, mate?
Yeah. Mate. I reckon I'm going to use that $1,000 for the challenge I'm doing next week, Jim.
Oh. So we were going to tease that. It's a moment now. We can do that.
I'm going to use that $1,000, Jim. We're heading over to Macca's, guys. We're going to do a McDonald's eating challenge.
Oh, it's been dropped.
I've pulled the short straw on that one, Jim. I've got we're going to be looking at about nearly 8,000 calories worth of McDonald's.
Look, we're yet to actually calculate it, but it's going to be pushing 10,000 calories.
Look, there'll be a few family meals in there, Jim. I reckon that. So I'm gonna cop the challenge of having to get through that in a certain time period.
He lost in a game of scissors paper rock. So it was an epic battle.
The classic game. So if I don't eat all that within the time frame, Jim, there's going to be a
punishment.
Not that that's not punishment alone, Jim, but there's going to be a severe punishment for not receiving that. So let's all bow in prayer here that I can somehow get through to the Church of Delhi.
So guys, you got to tune in next week. It's going to be huge, man.
It's going to be funny, mate.
Hopefully we can push 10,000 calories.
I wonder if we can get a sponsorship from McDonald's, mate.
Ooh. We're going to be purchasing that much McDonald's.
From the local Margate McDonald's, mate. If we can get a sponsorship for the meal. Or I'll use Donny's Mouldy for that.
But yeah, we've got a huge weekend of AFL and just sport in general to finish off. We'll keep you guys up to date with all scores and any news on our Instagram, socials, Facebook,
exactly right.
etc. So and a huge episode next week. So don't miss that challenge.
Make sure you follow it. Follow us on Instagram, as I said, Facebook, like Jim said. Make sure you keep on track. We're going to post snippets again as we do. So definitely keep up to that, guys. But have a ripper week at work.
Cheers, guys.